Hey, Magic friends, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on Capnclyde's MTG. And after a very long time, about 4 hours of trying, we got there. We got our last Decathlon from the Strixhaven, big mana reduced thing. Um, and let's talk a little bit about what those decks look like and kind of things they abuse. And I'll even show you the deck that I finally drafted that got me there. But I'm going to give you a little secret. All the decks that are good are pretty much blue-red. So let's take a look at it. So here we are. I was on my last chance to win too. It was really something special. As you can see, I ran these three with two losses. Woof, it was rough. Here's my deck I drafted. To kind of give you guys a heads up. I ran one test of talents. Stopping instants and sorceries are really good, so this is actually a pretty good card. Don't run a lot though, because the turns go so fast that you won't counter stuff that wouldn't really matters. You need things that happen. First day of class, I played three of these. These things are nuts. For one red, you can go grab stuff out of your sideboard that are basically free and turn them into +1/+1 counter creatures. So yeah, teach by example. Don't run more than one or two of these. I know you'll be very tempted to run a lot of these because you can counter a lot of spells, but the mana doesn't get reduced on this, so it's very hard to get this and something else to go off. It takes like turn 4 or 5, and that could get you killed. Just a good draw card. There are better draw cards, don't get me wrong, like Curiosity and things like that, but I didn't get one of those, so I was stuck with this. Solve the Equation is amazing because you actually go get to search for the instant sorcery card. Uh, if you see this in the uncommon slot, grab it. She is nuts. For 4 mana, she just copies all your spells. If the game goes long, it's great. If it doesn't go long, she's pretty much dead. So just one's probably good enough. Introduction to Prophecy. Normally these should be in your sideboard, um, but I started one in the main just because at -5 it casts for free, and Scry 2 draw 3 is really helpful. Letter of Acceptance. Get as many of these as you can. These are basically lands because they're 0 and they cap for any mana. So, and then later you can draw cards once you find your lands, which is why you'll notice I don't have very many lands in the deck. Serpentine Curve. This is 1 blue for a bunch of sorceries, which is what I play. This is a rare. Obviously, you probably won't get this, but the blue side on this is phenomenal. Biblioplex Assistant. If you're going the red-blue, grab every one of these you can find because it's just the bomb. Burying Books. This card is very good because for 1 blue, you can bounce a creature second to the top of their library, and there are lots and lots of tokens in this format because everybody's playing red-blue or some form of token generation. So this is basically a 1 blue removal spell. So yeah, just play it. Cogwork Archivist. I know what you're thinking. Why would you play this? But a 1 mana 4/5 on turn 1 is perfectly fine. Also, it's a 4/5. Most things that make tokens make 4/4s, so this is a great blocker. Plus, you can tap it to put stuff back in your deck, and as a 4/5, it stops things like the Biblioplex from flying in and killing you. So this thing's good. I'd run at least two of them. And then obviously this is the big card from Red Blue. You get 2 mana, you get two 4/4s. This is why the Cogwork Archivist is really good in your deck because it stops this thing from getting in. Biblioplex Assistant's great because you put this back on top of your deck and play it again. And if you get lucky enough to get a Sculptor, like this becomes a 6/6 because you exile one of these. You'll notice here I'm only playing 15 land. That's because this is basically land, so that's 16. This can find me a land. Discarding these to make the right color mana I've actually done before, and then lay a Biblioplex Assistant to put it back on top of my deck just so I could cast it. So sometimes you get a little, you know, gotta. Sometimes it gets a little rough. So over here is my sideboard. Opt. Don't draft it unless you have to. This is an awful card. It's scry 1, draw 1. It's the same as this. And on the off chance you have a wizard or something in play, this is still better. Solve the Equation is better. You get to pick what you want. Like everything is better than Opt because there's no mana reduction on it. This thing's not good. Frog's not good, obviously. Resculpt's okay, but it makes 4/4s for whatever you kill. So, I mean, you could try to be tricky and get rid of your stuff to make different things or whatever. But sometimes this is good enough in your deck because they may make a 12/12 that you want to make a 4/4. This thing's bad. This thing's okay, but I had enough stuff in my deck I didn't need it because of 2 mana and tapping leaves it around to get killed too easily. Dragon's Approach, awful, don't play it. This thing is okay if you have to, but I found this not good. This is not good. This is okay if you have to. Luckily, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't draft that. Don't play these tap lands, guys. I'm telling you, you want your lands to come into play untapped. Uh, these are just I seen people play them, and yeah, they do help. But honestly, I've never been beat because someone laid a tap land first. Like normally, that's what gets them killed. Here's my lesson in the sideboard. I chose this one and this one to get, which were pretty cool. It's very tempting to splash white for this. I wouldn't do that unless you get a lot of letter of acceptances. So you can get free mana and task the white to get stuff out of your graveyard. This card is great if you can get that synergy going. But in other decks I played where I tried to run one of these, I ended up getting killed because it's in my hand. Yeah, I didn't play this. But yeah, so that's my deck. There were a lot better things I could have put in here that I would love to have drafted, but I didn't get a chance to. But just remember, red, blue, uh, go big or go home. That's basically what this format is, guys. So just keep that in mind. Remember, the small stuff that deals 3 damage or less is not good enough. Um, because everything's 5 mana reduction or less, like these smaller things like this stuff, they're useless cards. Don't draft them. Even this, like, I mean, I drafted this because at the time I was really low on draw spells. I started getting scared, so I drafted it just so I could have one. Luckily, I did get a couple that were better. And of course, once you start picking up these that cast for free, you can scry 2 and draw a card. I mean, come on. I know. So, yeah. Well, with all that said, guys, I thank you very much for watching the channel. Remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, put some comments down below. Helps feed the YouTube algorithm. In the description, you will notice that there is a link to the eBay store. Feel free to go over there to help support the channel by buying some cards. Also, there's my email in there if you want to reach out and touch me, because I get tired of touching myself. That's for damn sure. Um, Tell all your friends, get people to watch the channel as much as you can. I do appreciate it, because sometimes I get shadow banned on some of my videos because I can't control my language. Uh, but hey, I'm an adult and I can do what the heck I want. So, with that, let's take a look one last time. We have the 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 Decathlon tokens. That's a total of 5. It takes 3 unique tokens to enter a individual match for the finals. So we have 5. This here will be our number 6 as we claim the prize. Look at that. Heck yeah. And as you can see here, I only wanted to use about 8,000 gold, and honestly, I think I used a lot more than that. I think I used 10 or so. I can't remember. I have to look at the last video. But I got close to where I wanted to be. Got a few packs while I was at it. Let's kind of drag the video out here. Let's make it a 10-minute video. So we'll open these packs real quick. You guys can take a look at what's getting jiggy with it here. You got the monkeys. He's got the monkeys. How much more do I need here? I'm at 180 and 1. All right, let's see if we can't get to 200%. 180.9. Well, that didn't help. Apparently, I don't have a lot of these cards. Well, there's an extra mythic. Ooh, that's nice. Avonbrook Caretaker. 83 and 1. 83.1 again. The heck? 1% off of this pack. Not too shabby. And we got an Innistrad pack with alchemy cards. Is there any good alchemy cards in it? Not unless this is, well, they got a Brittle Blast, which is not too bad. Yeah, it's a good removal card. It's just, oh, and we got the Antique Collector. Can't be blocked creatures 2 or less. Yeah, creatures you control gain. When this creature dies, you may shuffle it into its owner's library if it's in your graveyard. If you do, investigate. That's pretty cool. All right, so that wasn't too bad. Got her up to 84.9. So, as always, guys, thanks a lot. I do appreciate it. We now have our 6 Decathlon tokens for 2 entries into the Cube Draft. And hope to God we do better than we did in the Decathlon, because it took a lot of tries. I'm pretty sure I spent 40,000 gold doing this. But hey, it is what it is, and I had a good time. So, remember guys, until next time, be kind. Let's make it a better Magic community out there for everybody who plays. And I hope to see you across from the game table.